بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نجدد الترحيب بحضراتكم إخواني الأعزاء في مطلع الوحدة التاسعة بعنوان City Living. And in this unit we'll discuss and take something about the use of comparative and superlative adjectives, the use of have got, town and country, and the directions and how to show the way to something. So let's start with the first topic or the first subject, which is the comparative and superlative adjectives. Before we start the listening to tape script 9.1 and 9.2, let's talk about the comparative and what is the comparative adjectives. To show the comparison between two persons or two things, two cities, two cars, we have to use comparative, because we will describe this thing or this person with a priority as compared with the other thing or the other person. For example, if we want to make a comparison between two persons on the basis of the weight, or on the basis of the height, on the basis, if we want to make a comparison between two countries on the basis of temperature, we will say this country is hotter than this or that country. So if we want to make a comparison between two things or two persons, we use the comparative adjectives. So the comparative adjectives are used to show the difference, are used to show the priority of something or person with as compared with another thing or another person. So let's listen to this tape script 9.1 in order to check these examples that will support these notes, please. So let's listen, please.
Unit 9, Tape Script 9.1, City Living. 1. This city is in the southeast of the country. It's very big and very old. It's about 50 kilometers from the sea, and it's on a famous river, the River Thames. 2. This city is in the north and centre of the country. It's about 200 kilometers from the sea, and it's on the River Seine. It's one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world.
Also, the other tape script will support this note. Let's listen.
Tape Script 9.2. Which do you prefer, London or Paris?
Well, I'm from Paris, so of course I love Paris.
London's a lot bigger than Paris.
It's true, Paris is much smaller, but it's more romantic.
Yes, this is what people say.
And the food is better.
Well, I'm not so sure about that.
So as you can watch and notes here that the use of bigger, smaller, and we have two things, London's and Paris, and we have also if we have a comparison or to show or to use the comparative adjectives, we have to use than, yes, in order to show the comparison between these two things or persons. To the first tape script, let's move back. It's in the north, in the south, in the east, in the west, near the mountains or the sea, on the river. So if you want to make a comparison between these two cities, you have to use these words in order to help you to show the comparison to show the comparison, yes, between these two cities, and to use the adjectives, the comparative adjectives, in order to show the comparison, yes, on the basis of position, on the basis of the distance, and on the basis of the weather. You can use the adjectives that you want to in order to make these comparative adjectives. Yes, we have comparative. Yes, we have grammar spot here in this. Yes, grammar spot. Regular comparative adjectives, add er or more. Write the comparative forms: big, bigger, romantic, and small. What are the rules? When do we add er? When do we use more? And some adjectives are regular. So let's talk about this. These notes, please. We have three types of adjectives. The adjectives that consist of one syllable, and the adjectives that are composed of two or more syllables, and the irregular adjectives. So all these three types of adjectives, we can derive the comparative adjectives from them. So how can we make comparative adjectives from these types of adjectives? Yes, from the adjectives that consist of one syllable, we can add er to the end of these adjectives, and we will make comparative adjectives like big, bigger, romantic, not romantic, small, smaller, hot, hotter, cold, colder, and so on. But if we want to derive comparative adjectives from the adjectives that are composed of two syllables or more than two syllables, how can we make comparative adjectives? Yes, the answer will be to put more before the adjectives that consist of two or more syllables, like romantic, more romantic, and dangerous, more dangerous, famous, more famous. And with the superlative, also we have the notes about the superlative when we want to talk and make the exercise about the superlative. Yes, we now just discuss about the comparative and how we make comparative adjectives. And what about the irregular adjectives? Yes, good, better, bad, worse, far, farther, and we have 7 or 8 adjectives that we can make the comparative by irregular way. I'll send you a note to you. So if you want to check this exercise or this task, which do you prefer, London or Paris? You will prefer one of them according to the way of living, and according to the distance, according to the weather, hot or cold, and so we have to make a comparison as in this conversation. So let's check it once again, and to get the use of the comparative adjective, we have the use of than after the comparative adjective. Yes. Moving to the next page, we have in exercise number 3, look at the pictures of London and Paris. Compare the two cities. Use I think and the adjectives from exercise number 2. So we have many adjectives here, as you can watch in this. Yes, tall, taller, expensive, more expensive, and hot, cheap, nice, wet, warm, cold, polite, beautiful, bad, and good. So you have to derive or to make comparative adjectives, then you can use them in these answers or to make answers for this exercise. So let's listen, please. Tape script for this exercise. We have tape script or no? I'll check. Let's check the tape script. Yes, we have 9.3, I think. Let's check, please.
Tape script 9.3. 1. The Eiffel Tower is taller than the Gherkin. 2.
The underground's more expensive than the metro.
3. Paris is warmer than London. 4.
Paris is wetter than London.
5. I think the buildings in Paris are more beautiful. 6.
I think the people in London are nicer.
So you can complete these sentences by making the comparative adjectives from the previous exercise. In this box we have hot and cheap, and up to the last one of these adjectives. So let's make the comparative adjectives from these words or these adjectives in order to complete these sentences. Yes, to make the comparative sentences. And these pictures will help you with your answers. Yes, to this exercise we reached to the first part of today's lecture, and we'll complete the rest of these notes and exercises with the second part, inshallah. Thank you.